Dahlia coming in at 167 million. How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to my channel. Let's get into this new stage, the Witch's Call. It's the big dragon killing event that came along with the Witch's Rose. Everything we've got going on for Dahlia, the Witch's Call, excuse me. And let me tell you, in very Moonton fashion, maybe the best hero for this is Dahlia herself. So she is just brilliant at this. There's a lot of ways to tackle this challenge mode. It really is quite tricky, and unfortunately, there's a nice amount of RNG depending on which buffs are presented to you throughout the battle and what opportunities you have to pick what. You know, some of the buffs are better than others, and sometimes you won't even get the opportunity to select them. So if you want to really min-max this, do it over and over and over. But I want to give you a general overview on how you can tackle this effectively, strictly focusing on Dahlia, because she is an incredible main DPS for this. First off, huge thank you to Viceroy. I'm on his account. I have not pulled Dahlia yet. I'll be doing those pulls shortly after this video goes live, so definitely go check out that pulls party. We'll be live here on YouTube Live. It's going to be an hours-long event, including my pulls at the end. And also a big shout out to Quaz. I know he made a great guide on this. A lot of people seem to be enjoying it. I love Quaz, so definitely go check that out as well. All right, let's get into this, the Witch's Call, very much featuring Dahlia, this absolute beast right behind me. Guys, let's get into it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
So the key things in this battle really come down to buff selection. That is first and foremost, numero uno, and then placement. You know, so we're handling everything very nicely. Thanatos, the dragon we are taking on, he's summoning all these guys, so we got to kill them as fast as possible. It starts out really easy, and then we reach a point where we just start dying, so we need to preemptively pick the right buffs that are going to give us things like shields and dodges, and maybe shields if we miss a dodge, all that good stuff. Also, you want to be cognizant of the kind of damage you are going to deal, so we're going to have a lot of burn, and then a ton of poison coming from Dahlia, so we want to pick those kind of buffs, those kind of, bonuses that are presented to us periodically throughout the battle. It's a really fun choose your adventure kind of roguelite kind of thing. I really enjoy it. Let's get into it. So let's head into this battle and let's get all our placements done first, being very thoughtful about the order because we want to get a lot of invig buffs landed from our sets. So first off, we get Dahlia here. Then we are going to place Hollow, and she will place the invig on Dahlia. Next up, we've got Arrogance. He fits perfectly right in the middle over here. And now we've got Venoma in a nice invig set, so that will land on Arrogance. We can pick up Venoma. She is not needed for the fight. Next up is Greed. Greed is also brilliant for this fight. I really enjoy him. I know a lot of other people have been as well, so do not be afraid to use him just because he's an epic hero. When it comes to placing tons of burns, which is part of what we're doing, and you can build a whole strat around that as well. If you don't have Dahlia, you don't want to use poisoners or bleeders or something like that, he's just fantastic. It's not going to get much better. We'll place Elwyn, and she's going to apply invig on Greed. Next up over here, we will place Iax. We're going to get a buff on Iax as well by placing Demi. She's an invig, so that will land it on Iax. Up he goes, and now we can place our final two. So Boreas over here facing in, and then Valk pointed up. Now that it's up, let's just throw the ult on, the auto ult on. The only thing we have to be worrying about is like manually clicking Hollow, because at the beginning especially, we don't need her for healing. We want that rage regen, and if she has no one to heal, she's not going to ult when it's on auto, and we won't get the rage regen that we're looking for. So to start off, it's very easy. We can throw this on 2x. It just is going to come down to quite literally a roll of the dice. What buffs do they present to us? We want things that lead to like huge drops in magic resistance when the target is poisoned. We want things that give us shields. We want things that give us dodge. There's a great one that might come up that is if you miss a dodge, then you gain a shield, because at the end of the fight, people will get like one shot and the thing can fall apart. The way we're going to get to 40 million is with Dahlia and some of the others putting out really great damage, like Dahlia and Greed mainly, through the fantastic damage over time in the poisons and the burns respectively, and then also just surviving. So we got to make it to the end. Over here, let's just assess. Each dealing damage each time has a 10% chance of inflicting poison, so this is a nice way people besides Dahlia can put out poison. Now, I like this a lot. Each stack of poison inflicted on the monster increases magic damage taken by 40%. That's probably what I'm going to do. You know, it'd be nice if other monsters or other heroes on our team are putting out poisons, but Dahlia just puts out so much by triggering all those blossoms in the front line right in front of the portals. I'll point that out in a second. that I definitely think Soul Blight 1 is what we're going to snag. You'll see, she's got all the time in the world to get these blossoms going. She can get up to 5 of them with those spaces, and she really blossoms those blossoms. She grows them. It's constant damage, constant poison, and it's also a ton of slows, which buys us a bunch of time and enables the Lord bonus from Demi, where we get extra damage for Greed, extra damage from Dahlia, and also Iax, who we're running as a cultist. So great stuff. Let us continue. The beginning really is what buffs, what bonuses are we going to get? And as I said, I'll just reiterate once more now. If you want to min-max this, definitely just run it over and over until you get the bonuses you're looking for. Hopefully we get it right now, though, right away, because I want to be efficient. I want to get in, let's film this, let's make it perfect, and let's get out. So let's see now. Dealing damage has a chance to inflict burn. That's pretty nice. Dealing damage has a chance to inflict burn, but it's a rare version. We don't want that. And this is burn and bleed. Why not? The bleed's only really going to help arrogance. It'll also be a little bit of damage over time, but it will lead to more physical damage. We can take that. These are suboptimal. This is not what we were looking for. But we'll take it because there's a lot of burn on this team, right? Arrogance puts out a little. Greed puts out a lot. Iax puts out a decent amount. Looking pretty good. Hoping the next one is going to have something involving dodging or shields, because we're going to need some kind of sustain to carry us to the end of the battle. Let's make sure to trigger Hollow. I got to pay attention here. And let us see. I don't know. Is there a way that they indicate when the next round of bonuses is going to pop up? Let's see. So here you go. Phantom Waltz 2 is a great one. Hero dodge rate plus 30%. So none of these heroes that we have naturally have dodge. Now, 3 out of every 10 times they'll have an opportunity to dodge. And again, it can synergize really well with one I'll be looking for later on. That basically says if you miss a dodge, you get a shield. Over here, we have hero attacks landed on the target with bleed. Can be more physical damage taken. This is obviously a very magic damage team. That's not a good synergy. And then poison damage taken is increased by 150%. That is great, but we need the survivability. So we're taking the Phantom Waltz here, onward and upward. Hoping the next one again is something with shields. And then I think we can cruise to our 40 million. But sometimes when I've even run this team, I don't get to 40 million just because of bad luck of the draw when it comes to the bonuses they present us with. So don't be, discouraged. If you have a couple bad runs, it might be as simple as you didn't get the sustain bonuses you needed. And you can't really control that. Triggering a dodge increases a hero's crit rate and crit damage. That one's nice, but we don't really need extra crit and crit damage right now. Better would be we get the shields. When a monster is inflicted with poison, there's a 60% chance to inflict 5 stacks of poison on their adjacent monsters. This one works, but honestly, Dahlia puts out really consistent poison, so it's not the greatest thing in the world. Burning has a chance to deal extra magic damage. I think we will take this Toxic Fallout. But it's, again, another suboptimal one. Not exactly what we were looking for. There's the trigger from Hollow. We continue. We need something with shields soon. It's going to get dicey at the end. It feels counterintuitive, right? Looking for, more defensive things. But just lasting to the end, as long as you have some pretty good heroes, pretty good gear, that alone will kind of do it from the experimenting I've done. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for. Mamma Mia, Stalwart Shield 3. When a dodge fails, and keep in mind, 70% of the time we're going to fail dodges, the hero gains a shield equal to 120% of max HP for 10 seconds. Only can be triggered one time every 20 seconds, but that's pretty good uptime. We're snagging that, absolutely, and now I'm starting to feel a little confident. You can see me relax a little bit. I'm feeling pretty good. Now we might be able to go a little more up on the offensive, and take things that lead to magic resistant reduction when an enemy is poisoned or burned, something like that, or increase magic damage taken. Things like that would be really nice. Let's get a trigger on Hollow. I wish there was a way to just set her to ult right away. That would be nice. Poison stat cap plus 6. That's pretty good. We don't build so many of those poisons because usually, especially at the beginning of the fight, we're killing them pretty quickly. That's not bad. Bleed is not what we're working with. I think we're going to grab this over here. Searing Affliction 2. When a monster is inflicted with burning, reduces their magic res by 40%. So magic res is basically the magic version of defense, and we're doing lots of magic damage. We're dealing a lot of magic damage, so this should work quite nice. Let's snag that one. Should lead to an increase in damage all around the board because Greed is putting out very, very consistent. Since it's an A5 Greed, whenever he ults, he's putting out very consistent burning. It's pretty good stuff. Let's see what's going to come next. You can see less than 2 minutes left, and we're only at 25-7, but we should have tankiness to take us to the very end. At least that's what I'm hoping. keep in mind, there's no real bonus, unless you're going to be placing super, super high. There's no real bonus in getting way higher than 40 mil. We just want to snag that 40 mil. So we've got some amazing options here, some burning-based stuff. But most importantly, this Envenom 3 monster poison damage is increased by 200%. So it's like a 3x, right? Instead of doubled, it's tripled. Plus 100 would be doubling it. Plus 200 is going to be tripling it. That's beautiful. And we want to show off Dahlia in all her glory, so we're going to snag that one. I think that should be enough to carry us to the finish line. We're less than 8 million away. You can see we're triggering these shields all the time, and it's giving us a lot of survivability. Someone would have fallen already if not for these defensive bonuses that we've picked up along the way. Now we're over 37 million, over 38. We're definitely going to hit this 40 million. Brilliant stuff, and there it is. Let's see if we can finish strong. Will we get one more opportunity to snag some bonuses? Look at that, shields left and right, and someone definitely would have fallen there. When a monster is inflicted with poison, their magic res is reduced by 80% for 8 seconds. I mean, we're definitely taking that, because everyone's getting hit with poison right away when she's putting blossoms out at this clip. Brilliant stuff. Let's get holo triggered, and maybe, I know Viceroy's best score was like just about 50 million. I think we're going to fall short of that, but we'll be pretty close. And without a doubt, you'll see some amazing stuff from Dahlia. Can we snag a 50 million? There's 51.1. I think that's the new high score on this account. 51 million.1 at the very last second. Let's see what our girl Dahlia did. She is nuts for this, just nuts. But there's a good a demonstration, right? So we did 51.1 million. They just show us 40 million. That's all that really matters, getting that max number. So this did that with 11 mil to spare. Let's see the stats. Dahlia coming in. I have to take a screenshot of that. Oh my God, 145 million. This is the one I filmed. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. I'll show you her build. It's pretty good. I also increased her attack a bit, so I think that helped since the last run I did before. But you can see she is an absolute animal for this. Consistent blossoms right in front of the portals. 5 of them. Lots of poisons, which synergize great with the bonuses. Slows, which synergize great with the whole team. And look at this, man. I'm a fool. I didn't even have greed in the right spot, so we could do even better. So I left big, big damage on the table. I'll have to make a note of that at the beginning of the video. So right after I filmed the run you guys just saw, I decided I wanted to try again with greed in the right spot, and that's what you guys are gonna see here. So surprisingly, I had what I thought was really bad luck when it came to the bonuses presented to me and, you know, the buffs that we could take on for our squad. We didn't get any of the defensive ones I was looking for, strictly in terms of dodging, shields when you miss a dodge, things like that, everything I just talked about. We had to go pure offensive. We had to do lots and lots of debuffs based on what happens when there is a burnout. So you might think, all right, greed was super duper clutch. That's actually not how it went down, because he died with about 1 minute left in the battle, as you guys are going to see. But somehow we put up an absolutely colossal number, as you will see here. I'll check in at the end and you'll hear from me live from when I filmed this originally, not just a voiceover like you're hearing now. But we actually got number 11 in the world, and Dahlia put up 167 million damage. Colossal stuff. So this is another way to do it. You go hyper offensive, get a lot of high poison multiplier stuff for Dahlia, a lot of debuffing stuff, magic resistance dropping stuff, increased vulnerability stuff based on burns and poisons. Next thing you know, even if greed drops, you're cooking, and your Dahlia puts up 167 million and you're number 11 in the world with nearly 60 million damage. We came in at like 59.1. Crazy stuff. So here we go. I did one more run just for kicks, and we did pretty good. So I had greed obviously on the right team, and you can see putting up a really nice number. We didn't get not one opportunity to get a defensive bonus, and it still worked out great. I'll have shown it to you guys really sped up, but we almost got 60 million there. Dahlia coming in at 167 million. I really hope you guys stayed to the end to see that. That is just bonkers. That is thumbnail material. My oh my. And look at Iax and Greed neck and neck. Greed actually died with like 40 something seconds left or a minute left. I don't know, because we never got any defensive bonuses. But that is another strategy. Just go straight up offense and hope for the best, that the Greed doesn't get picked off too early or something like that. Amazing stuff. Dahlia is crazy for this. So let's quickly go through all these builds and wrap this thing up. Starting with Dahlia, that's the only one we're going to go deep into. She's in a very good build. It's nothing crazy. Right off the bat, you might see 160 additional attack speed. That's not so nuts. 260 isn't a ton, but clearly it did the job. We get her interval down to 2.3. So remember her 1.5 times X, X being the attack interval. That's the rate at which she conjures her blossoms. That's going to come in at, what is that, 3.45 seconds. And clearly that was plenty. So you do not have to go nuts on the attack speed. Attack is very good at 15.8. Given her very low base attack at 4.1k, 15.8k is very good. And remember, from some of those debuffs you're going to pick up along the way, you will drop magic resistance, which makes the attack threshold lower. It's an easier bar to clear. If we look at crit damage, that's very nice at 329, and she's crit capped. A touch of rage regen never hurt. It also helps that she was paired with Hollow, and we had Elwyn on the map. Very, very solid build. Click through the gear really quickly if you want to take a peek. 1 crit damage main and 2 attack bonus mains on the right in Soulbound Arcana. Definitely going to be your best in slot for this. It's the best in slot for everybody and everything. It's so broken. And then the artifact, we have a maxed out Tear of Twilight. Unfortunately, we don't yet have her exclusive on this account, so we can't test it out. Now let's stick with the cultists and just work our way down the list. So up next, we will have Demi. She doesn't matter. She was deployed for like a millisecond after Greed dropped, but you know, she's not in any real build. She's there just for the invigoration, not even wearing an artifact. There probably is a way to slightly min-max her for a bit more damage, but she's literally just there on our team to apply the invigoration buff. Then if we look, we've got Greed over here. He's in a good Soulbound Arcana set. We go crit damage, attack speed, attack bonus. We want the attack speed because we want tons of opportunities to ult. You know, he's going to generate a lot of rage when he attacks very quickly, and then we're going to get lots of burn. The burn leads to very good damage and very good opportunities to get debuffs, you know, increased damage taken, magic vulnerability, drops in magic resistance, all those bonuses we got along the way. We'll click through the remainder of the gear. Nothing too crazy. You can see just over 12k attack, 1.7 interval, nice and speedy, all the way down from 3.5 seconds. Crit capped, 319. He is also in a maxed out Tear of Twilight. Going a bit faster now, we've got Hollow over here. She's in a Euphoric Orb plus 16. Very typical Hollow build. I didn't change anything from Viceroy, except for this, in case we needed a lot of extra healing, and on the run where we didn't get any of the defensive bonuses, we definitely needed it. We had attack bonus main stat instead of the rage regen I'd typically have on an invigoration ring for Hollow. Everything else, pretty by the numbers. Really good build, nice and quick, you know, good attack, not crazy. Nice heal effect. Are those all our cultists? I think I got them all covered. Oh, except for our honorary cultist, Iax. Iax, pretty good build here in some Ageless Wrath. Nice crit damage, attack bonus on the left side. A really nice variant here. You'll see this is going to be Annihilating Might weapon. We've got the breastplate over there. Good gear. You can see he's crit capped, 14.7. Healthy crit damage at 384. He is also going to be in a Tear of Twilight, only promotion 1. I mean, there's amazing artifacts on this account, but it's not like we have endless max promotion Tear of Twilight. Those are going to be all our cultist members. We'll quickly go through these Esotericists, then do Valk and Arrogance. So going to our Esso, starting with Venoma, she's the Lord. She's there just for Invig. This is all that matters. Again, not even an artifact. We'll go now to, where is Boreas? Am I blind? Yes, I am. There's Boreas. He's actually in a title ring, plus 13, 1 promotion. There just to get a little bit of damage boost, but especially more opportunities to put out slow, crowd control, really enabling the Cultist Lord bonus. To be honest, we probably didn't need it because we get so much slow from Dahlia, but it works. I'll show you very quickly. Soulbound Arcana, we're going crit damage, attack. Not insane gear, but it's really great to have the Soulbound Arcana coming in at 14.8k attack, 1.5 second interval, 339 crit damage, and he is crit capped with a little bit of rage regen to boot. Pretty solid. And then we have, of course, Elwyn. She's in a typical Elwyn build. Very nice attack, good healing, nice attack speed. Pretty good heal effect as well. And then in the Invig, which she placed on Greed, nothing too crazy. We'll go to the artifact and you'll see an Elysian Epitaph. Now for our 2 fighters that are not a member of a faction team, we've got Arrogance over here in very nice Soulbound Arcana, crit damage, attack bonus. Then some nice Warlord on the left. Lots of Ancients on some of these guys, but hey, we got number 11 in the world. 18.1k attack. We got a 1.3 second interval down from 2.4. Crit capped at 331. 46% rage regen is very nice, and we've got a maxed out Wailing Skull. I'm not sure how often that's reaching. It depends on the spawn, but I'm sure it's helping and certainly giving us a big stat contribution at the absolute very least. Then we've got Valkyria in a promotion 1 glacial wings. This is pretty good, especially since we're not running away for her to get shields. So this definitely helps her out a bit. We'll go to gear. She's in pretty solid Ageless Wrath, but nothing crazy. You see, we got a crit rate bangle, then crit damage, then attack bonus, lots of blue, but I really didn't want to move around his gear too much. If I really min-max this, there's not a doubt in my mind, especially if we were going for the right bonuses, we would have a top 10 score in the world, but who knows, other people might min-max and push harder too and push us out. It's hard to say. Coming at 14.7, 1.7 second attack interval, nearly crit capped at 321 with 321 crit damage. No Rager Gen, not a huge problem. That's going to be the squad, guys. Dahlia is clearly an absolute star. Greed is also like a secondary MVP. Amazing, amazing stuff from this girl. You know, Moonton, you can pat yourself on the back. You released a limited exclusive hero, paired it with a limited exclusive event, and once you know it, she's the best in the game for that. So bravo to you. Very cool stuff. I can't wait to get her tomorrow, aka a couple hours, probably 3 hours after this video goes live. So definitely go check out that pulls party. We're pulling for like 13 or 14 different accounts. Gonna get lots of Dahlias. People are gonna get a lot of enormous scores for this special challenge boss. I hope you guys pull a copy if you want one. Good luck. I've been Fastidious. Get in the comments, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your mother, and I'll see you real soon.
Fastidious.